Hi all, welcome back. This is part 7 video, and here we will create Docker image from Jenkins and deploy it to the GKE, Google Kubernetes Engine. And here we will use the SCM pipeline and use Jenkins file for the CI/CD pipeline deployment, right? So this whole demo is based on the Google Cloud. So agenda for this video is first we need to install the gcloud and kubectl. We need to do the installation for that, and after that we need to installation Jenkins, then installation of Docker, and after that installation portion is completed, then we need to configure the pipeline configuration in Jenkins. And for this activity we need to install some Jenkins plugins. And after that, we need to copy the Google service account private key from the Kubernetes, which will used in the credential configuration in Jenkins. We will use for the connection from the Jenkins to the GKE. We will use the GitHub URL for deploying, creating the CI/CD pipeline. And in Jenkins, we will create a pipeline job and configuration. And the end, we will webhook and automate the CI/CD process. So first portion, we need to install the gcloud. Actually, we are using the Google Cloud, so by default it is installed. So we will just check it out whether we have installed or not, and we will search the Cloud SDK is there or not. Otherwise, we will install the Cloud SDK Classic, right? And after that, we need to install kubectl using the snap command, and we can install directly in the two-line kubectl. So let's start the demo, and first we need to create one VM instance where we will install the Jenkins and all those steps. In our last video, we have already created, let me show you. We have already created the Kubernetes cluster. This name it K8s cluster and this location. And currently you can see here, I need to reconnect it. So we are connecting to the Google Cloud GKE, right? And we need to run this command, right? Copy. You can see here, it is showing by default one service per Kubernetes here, and our Kubernetes cluster is ready for deployment. So now you can see here, there are two cluster node, and this is showing here two nodes in the VM instance, right? So I have already covered this thing in the last video. Please go through that video if you need. This is now I'm creating the new instance over here. I'm giving the name Jenkins, and I will use the N2 instance to go and 8 GB RAM, and I'm changing it to Ubuntu 18.0 because I have done all those demos in the Ubuntu 18.0, and I've selected it. I'm allowing the firewalls this HTTP traffic and create the instance. Now it will create one instance over here. It is creating the instance over here. It will take 2 minutes. I think it is created Jenkins, and we got the internal and external IPs for that. Now I will connect with this instance. Now it is connected to the Jenkins server. Let me take the sudo. Now I'm just updating the package, sudo apt update. Now go to the ppt and we will check. Just check with gcloud. We will check whether gcloud is installed or not here. It is already there, right? See the gcloud version. It is there, right? So for the other system, if you're using other system apart from Google, so you need to install that thing, right? So let's install this kubectl. It is installed right now. We can see the versions. No, we have done right. Okay, now we need to install the Jenkins. I'm just apt update. I'm running it again. Let's check. Right, it's done. Now install the JDK. Right. After installation of this, we need to install the key. We did same Jenkins installation in earlier video, so I am following the same process over here. Okay, now I'm running this. We have added the repository here. Again, we need to update it. Now we will install the Jenkins. So Jenkins installing, it is installed, right? So we have checked the status is showing active, right? Now I will add the Jenkins user to the sudo for giving the sudo access for that Jenkins user. So I'm writing over here. It is done, right? Now we need to install the Docker. Create the image, Docker image. So we need to, in Docker version is showing correct, right? Now we will add Jenkins user to the Docker group, right? Now they start using Jenkins. Now we start the Jenkins. Now we need to test it, right? So go to the IP for the server. Public IP is this, right? So I will open here with your Jenkins, right? So we need key here. Just copy and we will take key from server. Right, we got the key. We will install suggested plugin. It will take a couple of minutes to complete it. Now I'm coming on this slide. What is we need to do for the pipeline configuration? We need to create a pipeline in Jenkins using the code from the GitHub. Now we will create a Maven, create a war file for it, right? And using Docker file for creating the custom Docker image for the above war file, right? Then push Docker image to the Docker Hub. Now pull Docker image from the Docker Hub. Deploy Docker image to the Google Kubernetes Engine JKE using the Kubernetes deployment OL files, right? This is the process we follow for this pipeline. This is the plugin which we need to install it, right? So let's, okay, it's done, right? Now I'm creating the user here, admin user and admin password. Save and continue. And you can see here now Jenkins is ready, right? Now we will go to manage Jenkins and manage plugins, available plugin. We will install Maven. Maven integration, right? It is installing, right? After that, we need to install Docker pipeline over here. And install without restart. Now we need to Google Kubernetes Engine. We need to install this plugin for connecting to the Google Cloud. It is installing Google Kubernetes Engine plugins, GKE, right, which is required to connect with, right? Now it is done, right? Now we need Google service account key, which we will use in the credentials. Then I will show you how can we get it, right? Now I'm opening this IAM and admin, and you can see here this service account, right? I'm opening it in another window. Right, you can see here, this is default one. When you will create your account, this service is created. So I'm opening this one, or you can create a newer one, anyone you can create, or you can do it, right? So I'm opening, clicking on this. This is a key is here. You need to add key, create new key, and you can see here JSON format is there. So we need to create it. When we will create it, it will download it, right? So just I have just created it. It is downloaded, right? So you can see it is downloaded here. This I'm closing it. Now private key is saved to my system, local system. You can see here. So in folder, you can see this file is there, right? This is our private key. So here you can see in the slide also same IAM and admin service account, create new service account, or existing service account, and I have given the path for opening that same thing here. And we can download in the local system in JSON format. This file we have already downloaded, right? Now in the next slide, you can see here Jenkins credential configuration. And now we need to configure Maven using name. So we need to configure it first. So we need to go to, I think, same Jenkins and manage Jenkins and global configuration tool, right? Here Maven is there. Here two options are there. We can use the install automatically, or we can install and give the path. So this time I am not installing it. I am giving the install automatically, and I am giving this Maven, right? Name only Maven, right? Now I'm applying and save it, right? Okay. Let me check again here. And now we can download Google account private key in JSON. We have already downloaded. Now creating credential for the connecting Docker Hub and creating credential for Kubernetes within config file, right? So let's create it. So creating credential for connecting Docker Hub, we need to go to the manage credentials here, Jenkins, global credentials. Now here we'll get the option add credential, right? So you can see here key is Docker Hub and kind is secret text, right? Because you need to save only password. So I am putting password here for my Docker Hub account, and ID and password it's same, right? I'm putting this thing, putting space, right? This key is created. Now I need to create another key. You can see here kind is Google service account from private key. I'm using this ID Kubernetes, right? You can see here this Google service account from private key, and I am giving the Kubernetes project name and JSON key, JSON file, right? We have just downloaded JSON file. So we will just select this one, right? This we've just created. I'm opening it and okay, save. Now we have created this one also. Now GitHub URL, you can see here, I'm just copying GitHub URL and opening in the window here. This project 3 we will use over here. Now here you can see we will use the Docker file and Jenkins files. So I will explain you that thing, that what is the Docker file, what thing we are doing. In Docker file, we are calling the form Tomcat 8.0, calling the image and run. We are creating a directory over here. And we are copying this my file, war file to the Tomcat directory. That's it we are doing in the Docker file. So it will create the image, and in the pipeline, Jenkins pipeline, Jenkins file, what we are using this Jenkins file, you can see here. Here you can see we are using pipeline agent, any agent, it will work. Tool, we are using Maven because we configure Maven, right? Now here it is important that environment, right? Environment, you can see here, project ID. So it is information regarding that Kubernetes cluster GKE. So which project it is using. So I am showing you this thing. You can see this is my Kubernetes cluster, and let me see here. And it is showing here Jenkins. You can say this is the project. When we are creating any resource in the Google Cloud, we need to create one project, and all those things all those resource creation will comes under the project. So in this project we have only one project, and we are using Jenkins, and you know this Jenkins ID 296812. So we need to use this ID for connecting it. The first thing, project ID, this one, same. Now second one is the cluster name. What is the name of the cluster? You can see K8 as cluster is there, and same name we have put it here, right? Now what is the location of my cluster? It is written US Center 1C. You can see here it is showing US Center 1C. That is also okay. Now credential ID, what is showing this Kubernetes? We have just created one credentials. You can see here. We can just create this credential Kubernetes where we use our private key for the connecting to the Google Cloud. So this is the credential ID. Now we are okay for this point, right? So now we have multiple stages here. First stage, we are just SCM checkout. We are taking from the GitHub code. And second stage is build step. We are running MV1 clean package, right? Second, just we are testing it, MV1 test, right? Now fourth step, we are doing build Docker image. So build Docker image, what we are doing here, docker.build. This is MN2 is my login name. This is my Docker Hub is open here. I am just showing you, just refreshing it. You can see here, MN2, I'm just clicking out here. So you can see here, this is my username, right? Username is showing here, but let me go back repositories, right? See, we have 4 repositories here, which is starting with MN2, and we can manually create it, or I will push from the pipeline, right? This is my username, so we have I used here. Where is it? I think same window, yeah, here. This one, and this is DevOps is my image name, and this is @ build environment ID. We are creating the build number. adding the build number here. So after that, we are pushing to the image, and here we are creating with credentials, string credential ID. You can see here is Docker Hub, which we have created here. You can see Docker Hub we have created here for connecting to the Docker Hub, which contains my password over here, and user ID is M2 in my Docker Hub account, right? So after that, I am pushing it to the Docker Hub. After pushing it, next step is deploy to the K8 server Kubernetes. Now I have written deployment started. We are just ls-ltr pwd we are seeing. You can see here set command they are using for changing the tag version name to the build environment ID. Where we need to change this is service lv.yml file, which will change the tag version. I will show this ID as YML file later on. And also we are using two deployment file over here, development.yml. Here we are also replacing tag version with the current build number. To start deployment on the service id.yml, this is echo command. And this is step what we are doing, we are using the Kubernetes engine builder. And now we are passing all those environment variables like that, project ID, this env project ID, which is defined above. You can see here. We have defined all four variable here, so we will call all four variable here. Environment cluster name, you can see location we are calling. Our manifest pattern we are calling the YML file which need to execute, and credential ID you can see, right? You can see this verified deployment true, right? And same thing I've configured for deployment.yml. So 1881 time I'm deploying two YML file. So we can deploy multiple YML files. So I have taken here two files. So after deployment, it whatever written in the both YML file will be deployed in the Kubernetes. So let's check what is written in the service LV and deployment.yml, right? You can see here service lv.yml and deployment.yml, right? First, we will open this deployment.yml. It is showing kind is deployment, right? And replica one, right? And here you can see the specification container image. Container we are using my image, and this is a tag version. This tag version earlier we are replacing with the current number using the set command, right? And you can see here it is a service using the load balancer, and it is showing my apps, and it is a selector using the my app. The selector is mapped with the deployment, right? You can see here selector my app, right? So that service will call this deployment, right? So we will got one deployment and one service when we'll run this deployment.yml file, right? And for the service lv.yml, this is kindly deployment again. It is the name of the deployment. And here we have a selector. We are using this name, right? My apps load balancer. And here I'm using the same image, right? In the tag version. Tag version will be replaced by the set command, right? And here we are on more service. We have the service name is my app service load balancer, and it is type you can see is load balancer. Because I'm deploying this thing in the GKE, so it is supported by the load balancer. We will get the load balancer ID. So same thing, we need to deploy it here. Let's do it. And anything left in this? This is pom.xml. Okay, let me show you the details. What we are doing, what is we are deploying, right? So this is SRC main. You can see web apps. and some images there. You can see an index.html, right? You can see here it is showing Jenkins Docker Kubernetes. Some image is calling some image, and you can see CI some message. We will get it, right? So let's deploy this thing and we will check, right? So we have done up to this place, right? Let's move to the create a project name, Docker KATS project, right? Let's create a project in the Jenkins, right? Create a job. I'm giving name pipeline, right? And it is showing okay, right? Now go to the pipeline and we will use the Jenkins files. So we will select this one, right? What happened? And we will select the Git here. And we need to add the URL here, right? So what is the URL GitHub? This URL, right? We need to use it. Okay, and my branch is main, not master. Okay. And here you can see it is showing Jenkins files, right? So we have done from this side, apply and save, right? So let's build it manually and check whether it is deploying or not. Let's check the things over here, right? Let's see the console, what is happening in the console output. It is taking from the Git 3, right? And it is taking all those code. Now it is creating the form.xml, running the dependencies, downloading the jars, right? It is first time it is take time for downloading all those jars. You can see here build success. We have done this, creating the build with the name of the Kubernetes 1.0 Amit.var, right? This var is created, right? And let's see for the ambient test, we are testing it. For testing, creating the var and testing, we have built success, right? After testing it, we are creating the build, Docker build, right? And it is a build number, it is showing over there, and it is created, right? Now, after creating the build, it is push in the Docker side. You can see it is login succeed with the Docker. Now it is pushed to the Docker, right? Now let's check what happened with that, right? Deployment, this is Kubernetes, it's called deploy started LTR, ls managed LTR, it is showing the details for our all files. PWD is showing the path, where is it, right? And now it's a set command is run for both. Now start deployment of the service lb.yml file. And you can see verifying is successfully verified. This thing load balancer, it is deployed here, right? Now start deployment of deployment.yml file, and it is successfully deployed again, right? Now you can see here, you can see the success, right? Now go here and see the phases also. You can see all those phases are completed successfully. It means it is created services, two services to Google Cloud. Let's see here. Let's watch. I am just I'm just launching it, right? You can see here kubectl get all. See, here it is two services are created, my apps and my app service load balancer. Two load balancer type is created. And you can see external IP is exposed for the all two services, right? And also it is showing the node port, right? This one. And this is deployment is created for this my apps also, and deployment created for this one also. And two replica set is created also. Actually, this replica set is added one, current is one, and ready one. So it is created one part for each replica set, right? This is for my app, this is for this load balancer, right? So this is creating a duplicate thing, two things for that same, one for the one XML file, YML file, another for the other, another YML file. So our deployment has been successfully done in the Kubernetes cluster, right? Now, in this PPT, we can see directly, we can check this HTTP external IP, or we can check with my name, right? This, now we can check direct this URL, we got it, right? External IP, sorry, external IP is this one. So we can go and directly pin this external IP. And we will get Apache Tomcat, because it's a container, we have installed the Apache, right? And now next, next ID, we got this ID, external IP. Let's see what is happening over here. It is showing the Tomcat again, right? In both IP is same. We have used the same custom image in the both sides, so it is we are getting the same result, right? So let's check adding this application which we have deployed, right? Let's see here. Yeah, we got it, right? You can see this is showing Docker plus Kubernetes, right? We got it. We have deployed successfully in the GKE, right? And same thing, we can test it here. And we can get the same image because we have deployed the same image in the both services, right? Got it? So we have done from this side, same thing we can access with the node URL also. I will take one for that, and see here, we can access this IP, this node port IP, and this node port, we can access it. So let's check. So here you can see this is node 1. I will check only for the node 1. This is external IP here. You can see here, you can see directly this, and port number is, we have, we can check anyone, 306619. 30619, right? We will get Tomcat over here, right? And if you want to see the application, we need to copy this context path over here, right? You can see using the node port IP, we are able to access, and the load balancer IP we can directly access, right? This is both way we can access, and same thing we can access with the other uh, uh, other external IP. I will show you. We can use this one. We have two nodes over here. You can see two nodes are there, so we can use with both IP, right? Both IP, and we have two applications deployed, so we can use any one of these server. We will get the same result, right? I think that thing you can try it, right? I mean to say here it is my application will work with this external IP because you have given the cluster IP at IP is a load balancer. Right? It is only load balancer is only working in the Google Kubernetes services are EKS Elastic Amazon Elastic Kubernetes services and AWS. Right. So we have done this thing. After that, I've added code here. You can see it. And now we need to configure, check the webhook URL. So we need to create it. Okay. So let's go here in this project settings, right? And in the webhooks, we can create add new webhooks, or you can edit it. I'm editing existing one. And need to mention, need to give the URL for the Jenkins, this IP, right? Okay. No, I need double. I need to remove it, right? This is a webhook URL GitHub. I'm updating webhook, not updated in the GitHub. Now we need to do some configuration in the Jenkins also, right? In this project, configure build trigger. We need to enable this GitHub hook trigger, right? So I'm applying it and save it. Now I will take code in the local from the GitHub. I will clone it. Then I will change some file and I will push it again, right? So let's see. I'm going to download folder and I'm doing git clone. For this repository, it's cloned. Now I'm going to the okay. I reached here and you can see this is files recorded. Now I'm going doing it from the backend side, right? You can see in the download we got this folder, and this is Kubernetes SRC main web apps index.xml. I'm opening it. So I'm adding here only today date is 11th December 20. So I'm adding this date over here, and let's see whether it is reflecting or not. So here you can see now git status. It is showing one change. So let me commit it directly. Okay, it is committed successfully. Now I am pushing it to GitHub. When I will push it, it will Jenkins will again create a new build. Let's open that thing. Currently we have only one build, and I am just pushing it, right? Let's check what is happening. I have changed the code and committed to the GitHub. It is committed successfully. You can see. Let's check on the GitHub side. In the Jenkins, what is happening in the, you can see this, it is open this trigger again automatically because we have configured the webhook, right? So it is completed this step. Now it is pushing Docker images, right? And now after that it will deploy in the Kubernetes cluster, right? So I will show you the Docker hub where our images are there. Let me show you that thing also. You can see nothing is there. I am just refreshing it, right? Because my image name is DevOps, right? So let's check. See, is updated a few seconds ago. If I am go over there, you can see here it is created the two versions, right? Okay. Now you can see the console log also for this deployment. Same thing. It is taking from that, right? And this build and last commit message. You can see we updated this thing, right? And you can see it is creating the build. After it will test it, right? Test it, testing success, creating the test build, and after that it is creating the Docker image with 2 number, right? And it will successfully run. After this, it will push login with the Docker Hub successfully, and again it will push this to the Docker Hub. This is pushed. After that is this one, and after pushing it, deployment is starting the Kubernetes, right? Now you can see here it is successfully deployed, right? Here, see, success, finish with success, right? Now you can see it is showing over here, and you can see here it is showing one commit in this file. We have changes one file, so it is showing here in one commit, right? Here also. So let's refresh the application and let's see whether date is coming here or not, right? This is our intention, right? Just refresh it. You can see this is coming over here directly. And from this URL, you can check it out. Also, it is showing here also. And in this node port URL, you can also see that thing. So in both thing, node port and both load balance, it is showing the correct updated one, right? So it is automatically change code in deployment side. If you want to see the master node, what is happening right here, so we can just check it. I'm just clearing it. See, you can see here. This is created one older one and it created the newer one, right? You can see here deployment. Similarly, it is a newer one. It is older one, 00, right? Okay. Now we can see two ports, right? It's running over there, and same thing we are getting here, right? So let's go there and see. I think we have checked all those things and we have done with this demo. I will tell you how can we delete this process. I will delete all those things using the kubectl command without using the YML file. So we can delete directly kubectl. This is the service. Service name is my apps. Service, you can see my app. So it will delete this service. And same thing, we can delete this thing also. It is service, it is using the external IP, so it will take some time to delete it because external IP generation is also, it will take some time for generating the external IP. So for this region, it is taking some time. Yeah, it's done. Now I am deleting the second one. The service, right? Now it deleting the service. Now we need to delete the deployment. My app, so I will deploy this deployment. Let me deploy it and delete it. It is deleted, right? Now I am deleted the kubectl, delete deployment, my app. It is deleted, right? Now I am deleted this one. Now let's check again. Let's clear it. Here, get hold. Let's check what is happening here. You can see everything is deleted. Only this service is there. This is a default service for Kubernetes is there, and it is still, this pod is still is there, but it is in terminating state. It will disappear after some time. Let's check. So it is disappear, right? Only one default cluster is there. We have cleaned up everything, whatever you have created, right? So I have done from this demo. For any query, please let me know. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching it.